to get moving today. So leave me a comment in the chat stream or throw up an emoji of what you're doing to exercise today. Are you getting a walk? Are you doing some weights? Are you stretching? Are you doing yard work? So let me know what you're doing today to get moving, because this is a great time, guys. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the 6 tips on restarting. This is the time of year around the first, second week of March, but definitely this month, when 85% of people fall off of their New Year's goal, their New Year's resolution, or maybe something that they actually started. And maybe you actually started on some healthy habits or a workout program or that type of thing. But this is the time when people most often stop and then go back into that pattern that you're in before, the lifestyle, kind of the old ways, and maybe you didn't really see results. Maybe it was just too hard. Maybe you felt like that it was just too much at once. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. So whatever that is okay, because right now, again, guys, is the best time to start. So thanks for being here. I see a lot of people on here watching. If you want to say hi over on Haps or the app that you're watching on, that would be awesome. Please feel free to leave me a comment or ask questions, and subscribe. Guys, if you are on Haps, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you download the app, you can get some free coins that are really fun to give to people. And they do a lot of things to give away, even some cash money. All right, if you hit the go live button, even once a week. So you got to check it out. But let's talk, because today's Monday, great day to restart. And then it's also 1st of March. So really every month can be kind of like a new year or a new time to restart or refresh or get recommitted to whatever you had vowed that you were going to do. But specifically this month, guys, there's something magical about March. So I want you to really think about really getting serious. Some parts of the country are getting the warmer weather and people are starting to think more about springtime. The days are a little longer now. We've got January and February behind us, and got some of the big holidays out of the way. And now we're going forward into those spring months, although we do have St. Patrick's Day and Easter. I mean, there's something every month as far as a holiday or celebration, but we're going to talk about that. So it's really with spring around the corner. Wouldn't you agree that it's a really good time to go, you know what, January and February didn't go so great for me, or I need to go ahead and just, recommit on what I said I was going to do, and let's get going this month, guys. Don't keep waiting, because when I look back and go, I can't even believe it's already the 1st of March. I'm just like, wow, it's already the 1st of March. It's almost been a full year since I had to start doing the workouts at home. So a full year has passed pretty much since things started closing down around my area, and maybe for you too with the coronavirus. So just think about how fast time goes by, and don't let yourself continue to make excuses on why you are waiting. You're waiting because I've heard a lot of people say, well, they're waiting to get back on their whole regimen once things get normal and they're able to go back out and start doing the things they were normally doing. It's like, that's not really a good idea anymore to wait on that. Initially, the first couple months, I could see people going, well, I'm just going to wait on exercise until I can get back to the gym, or that type of situation, or wait to start eating healthy when I'm not like stuck here at home all the time. But that is like not a good idea now, because people that have been doing that have definitely gained weight. I've talked to a lot of them. I know several of them, and I know there's more on here. I myself have had to get more disciplined in certain areas because I'm not taking as many steps in a day as I was before. If I was teaching at other places or going to homes instead of doing things here, and I don't have to walk that far. If you're in your house, you have to make an effort to really move around more to get those steps. So it's a real challenge. And don't start waiting, guys, because hey there, Gerald, don't start waiting because or don't keep waiting, because a lot can happen to your health even in a month or two of neglect. And most people have been neglecting their fitness, especially because we've been stuck more at home for the past year. Okay, we'll just call it a year, because it was March 17th when I was told that I couldn't do group classes anymore in a certain building. My clients were still letting me come over at that time. That wasn't really, we weren't really thinking about it quite yet, but it was March 17th that it was like, nope, okay. So when I realized that my group personal training was like no longer, I had to immediately get online, and I'm thankful that I did. And in one of my classes, I've had somebody who did not get online immediately with me, and has just now, guys, back in February, just last month, after 11 months, said, you know what, gosh. And guess what? She said that she was frustrated that she waited so long. She said, I didn't think that on Zoom that it would do much. Like, she didn't think she would get a good workout or something doing it at home, following me on a video camera like this. And she says, I can't believe I waited this long. So that was real powerful for me to hear that. So I'm sharing that with other people too. So if you did jump on something online for, exercise or coaching, nutrition, or whatever to keep you accountable and keep you pushing through these hard times, then congratulations, because I know that it's different and it was kind of tough for a lot of people. But I know people are glad that they did, because it gives you that interaction too that we're not getting as much of. So who out there wants to know how to crush your goals? Let's talk about it. So number one, guys, and I encourage you to write this down. These are going to be pretty quick, pretty simple, but writing it down is real powerful and will help you to think about it more and put it in front of you, because I'm going to have you putting this some places where you'll actually look at it. Because when we just think about it here, then it's too easy to just say, oh well. But when we have to look at it all the time, or it's over on your refrigerator, or it's right there on your computer, that is where you are likely to continue to see it, and then you are more likely to actually do what we have to do to get results, and that is take action and take consistent action towards your goals. So the first thing is write down for this month 5 health and fitness goals. Okay, 5 health and fitness goals that you would like to meet this month. So maybe one of your goals, guys, is just drinking more water. And you hear me talk about that all the time, but it's a basic, but it's an important basic, but it's simple. I mean, that's another way you can look at it. It's like, man, if I could just drink water all day and lose weight, that would be awesome. And you can. I'm not saying that's the only thing you need to do, but for some people, they're doing everything else right except for that one thing. And then that one thing, not drinking water, not drinking enough water, only drinking 16 ounces a day, that is preventing them from actually getting results and from losing weight. So people take for granted how something so simple as drinking water and the right amount of water and why it's so important. So maybe it's drinking. Maybe it's okay. I want to lose 8 pounds. I want to lose 8 pounds this month. I want to lose 5 pounds this month. Maybe 2 pounds this month. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with weight. Maybe it's I want to make sure I start exercising at least 3 days a week this month. So 3 days a week. Don't start with 5 or 7. That's too much. If you are going from 0, you want to make that first step, 3 days. 2 days need to be weight training for sure, and then like a day of cardio or kind of a combination. There's all kinds of ways you can do it, but that's another one. And another goal, I'm going to cut back on sodas, or I'm going to cut out sugar this month. I'm going to cut out sugar. I'm going to allow myself 1 sweet a week. I mean, try to get specific with some of this. If you say I'm going to cut back on sugar, then try to put even a more specific goal with it, or because that way you're kind of like you have something and you're like, okay, I've had my 1 sweet this week or my 1 dessert. So, for this month, for March, that's all I'm going to allow myself. So you got to get some kind of boundaries, some kind of a plan, like I say, in place of what you're going to do so that you can crush your goals this month. So you've got to write them down, guys. I don't care. And that's something you want to put in front of you. You want it. And if you heard my story in the past about somebody who I saw inside somebody's car, as I passed right by the driver's window, they had their goals written on a index card, a large index card on their steering wheel, like in the center of their steering wheel. And it was all weight loss stuff, because I stopped and looked because I saw that it was weight loss, and that's what it was. It was like weight. It wasn't, about career or life or whatever. It was about weight and health. And so I was like, wow. Okay. I even took a picture of it and hoped that they weren't getting ready to come walk up to the car. But I have that. I'll have to type those in here or something. I need to read those out and look at it again myself. So number 1 is write down 5 new health and fitness goals. Number 2, guys, you got to get on the scale. You've got to track somehow. Weight always isn't the best way, but you've got to have something to track right now. So at the beginning of the month and then at the end of the month. So if you're not stepping on the scale, I know some people are hesitant even this year to step on the scale. It's like, we just don't even want to do it. And I understand that. So if you are not comfortable doing that, maybe you take your circumference around the midsection. Or if you've seen some of my previous videos, I've shown how to take circumference areas on like 6 or 7 sites on the body. So continue to follow so that you can make sure and get that information so you know how to start tracking at home by yourself if you don't have anybody else that can do it. Put on a pair of put on some pants, have some way to track whether or not your body circumference is increasing or is it decreasing. And what we ideally want is we want to gain or hold on to lean muscle. Okay, the lean muscle is metabolically active. It's going to help you to burn fat even during your sleep. And we want to get rid or drop the body fat. So sometimes, that's why if you can test your body fat, it's good, because sometimes you are gaining lean muscle while you're also losing body fat. And so you just want to know and maybe your scale weight isn't changing that much. And so that sometimes can get people frustrated, but lot of different things you can do to track, but just figure out some way that you're going to track where you are right now. Maybe it's standing up and putting your phone and getting against a white background in a bathing suit and taking a picture of yourself, a selfie, set your timer, some way that you can kind of compare You want to do that because, and you want to do it too, even if you know there hasn't been a change. Hey, Walt, thanks so much for joining. If you want to know too, guys, if there hasn't been a change, that's okay, but you need to know if there hasn't been a change. So then that way you know that if you want to get a result, you're going to have to do something different the next month. So because sometimes I'll run into people and they're like, well, I know it hadn't changed, so I just don't want to do it. I don't want to get on the scale because I know it hadn't changed. I can feel, and so they just kind of like don't want to do it because we don't want to see. And then, but we want to see again, if we haven't gotten results, we need to see that too. And then, of course, hopefully you are getting results, but that depends on, how well you're following. If you have a plan, get into action and staying consistent. So number 3, guys, is, and we're writing all of this stuff down. Okay, we're writing everything down. Number 3 is think about any goals or anything you vowed to do before and did not start doing it, and add that to the list. All right, and that could be something like getting off of soda, getting off of cigarettes, or any kind of thing that you are doing that you're doing that you've said you were going to give up or quit or cut back, and then that you have never done that. Maybe it's cutting back on sodium. A lot of people eating too much sodium. Maybe it's eating out a lot. Maybe you've gotten out of the habit of eating out because of, with the coronavirus and all of that. Maybe you've kind of gotten out of the habit of eating out. Well, let's continue to not eat out as much, because unless you can make healthier choices when we're eating out a lot, we're getting a lot more calories, sodium, fat, and that kind of thing. So think about, again, anything that you vowed to do before regarding your health and wellness, weight, that type of thing, and that you haven't done yet. So for a lot of people, they think about working out, but then they've never actually started. So and guys, it can be as simple as when you're watching TV, doing some squats and some half jacks and moving around during the commercial breaks. I mean, just something, to get moving more is what most people need to do, because sedentary lifestyle is a risk factor for heart disease. And as someone who's sedentary more, which is what a lot of people are right now, it's even harder to get moving. The longer we stay sedentary, the harder it is to get going. Okay, a body in motion stays in motion, but when we're not and we're just sitting there, it's just harder to kind of get going. Thanks, Walt, for the donations, and thank you guys for any donations. I greatly appreciate you, and appreciate everybody that's here. So number 4, this is a big one. Now this one is, if you can conquer these next 2, this will really push you forward towards meeting your goal and crushing your goals. And that is number 4, guys. Write down what might distract you this month from meeting your goals. Okay, so think in your head already, what kind of distractions am I going to have come up that might prevent me from meeting my goal of cutting back on sugar. So maybe you're planning to cut back on sugar this month, but you've got a birthday party, and then you've got a anniversary that you're celebrating. I mean, so there, and then there's St. Patrick's Day or whatever holiday. There's pretty much something every month. So if anybody says, I'm going to wait till after the holidays, I mean, we got Easter coming up next month. So every month almost, then we got 4th of July soon. I mean, there's almost a holiday every month. And if it's not a national holiday, then you probably have a wedding, a birthday, this or that going on, right? So waiting till after the holidays and that kind of thing doesn't ever work. So we have to come up with strategies and tools to help us stay focused during those times at which we are possibly going to become weaker, and want to have that, slice of cake or two, or those cookies that we said we weren't going to eat anymore, or whatever it is. So let me know, guys, if this is helpful. Hopefully so. So you want to write down what those distractions might be. So maybe you have a friend that's coming in town, okay, that's going to want to go out to eat. And then you've got, St. Patrick's Day, and you told some friends you were going to go over to their house and hang out. And you know that y'all are going to be watching basketball, and they're going to have tons of chips and hot dogs and ham. I mean, just all the stuff. Maybe it's your birthday, or you got a family member that has a birthday, and you know that it's going to be cake and, alcohol, or just whatever, food, right? Food is at every celebration, pretty much. I mean, I can't think of any. So that's, again, why, you got to be prepared and think about what's already going to distract you. And then number 5 is write down how you can make those more successful. So we're writing down this month, I've got a birthday party, I've got St. Patrick's Day, I've got a basketball game I'm going to go watch with a group, or whatever. And so go ahead and, as best to your ability, write down how you're going to make that a healthier occasion or celebration, or a healthier time. So if it is your friend's party and you are, or you're going somewhere and it's watching basketball or whatever, it's March Madness, right? Then, how many drinks are you going to allow yourself? If you're used to drinking 3 drinks, then say, I'm just going to drink 1. I'm going to drink more water, or drink none. Or I'm just going to go and hang out and maybe have a drink and just not eat. Or maybe I'm going to, let's say this is like a restaurant bar, or I'm going to order the healthiest thing on the menu versus what I would normally eat, which is a couple of things of wings and fries. And, so I'm going to order something healthier. So go ahead. And if we start thinking in advance about how we're going to stay strong and disciplined during these distracted times, then it will help you get a lot closer towards your goal by helping you to, reduce calories, or, not overload on the sugar and get on that sugar cycle again, and that kind of thing. So you're going to write down what distractions that you might have this month. And right now is a good time. It's the first of the month. You might know of all the distractions already, and then some might come up. So just be prepared, or maybe you're staying home a lot right now and you don't have a lot going on as far as like other social stuff that might distract you, but you're, kind of going stir crazy at home. And so that's another whole situation, right? So we've got to have a plan in place so that we don't overdo it. And if you're at home a lot, try to just really buy only healthy food. I mean, if you don't have it at home, you're not going to eat it. Chances are your family members don't need a pint or a gallon of ice cream in the refrigerator every week either. So, make some of those things more occasional. I'm not saying, hey, Rick, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. I'm not saying you can't have any of those, but, portion the ice cream, portion the cake. If you normally would have a huge slice of cake, let's try to cut it in half. I mean, there's always something we can do but it takes you being serious about it, okay? Because it's real easy to say we're going to do these things, but then when you get there and you're like, well, so you got to really, and that's where it always goes back to that strong why, that reason that you are setting this New Year's resolution that you set back in January, or that recommitment that you're making in March. It has to be a strong one. And then number 6 is put them in front of you, this list, daily. Like I said, on your refrigerator is a great place. On your computer is an awesome place. On a sticky note or a note card. On your steering wheel if you're driving a lot. On your bathroom mirror. Put it different places where you can look at it all the time, where you have to see it, because we will automatically just try to put it aside and not think about it, out of sight, out of mind. But if it's right in front of you, where you have to look at these goals you've written, and you're like, you know, it just makes it easier to some degree to stay committed. And, it's kind of like it's that putting that one step in front of the other. Once you start going, you start building more momentum and you can go faster. But it's just taking that first little step, and it becomes easier. It's just like a baby. We learn to crawl, and then we learn to stand up, and we still fall down, and then we keep getting up, and then we keep trying to learn to walk, and taking that one step in front of the other. And before you know it, hey, we're up, we're walking, we're not thinking about the sugar as much anymore. We're not thinking about how hard it was to get started exercising, because now we're just feeling so good, because we find that we're feeling better. We're noticing the benefit, and it just naturally starts to become more of a lifestyle. But it takes getting started, and it takes taking that step, and being, just keep on keeping on. Even if you fall off or fall over, just get back up and keep going the rest of the month. I don't care if you fall off a lot this month. You just keep getting back on, okay? You don't wait till April to restart, but right now is a really good time to really, really, really get committed and get serious. So thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And let's get connected. I'm Beth Hoover at Beth Hoover Fitness on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to BethHooverFitness.com, and in the top right corner, you can just select I'm ready and take the free wellness profile. It's just a series of questions. It's not signing up for anything. It's just a free wellness profile. Hey there. Namaste. I'm not sure I can say your name, from India. Welcome. Okay. Hey, Stephen. Yeah. So thanks so much for connecting, guys. BethHooverFitness.com, right hand top corner. Click I'm ready. Take the wellness profile. Let's get connected. And if you are over on Periscope, guys, I encourage you to click the link in the bio and download. It will take you right to the HAPS app. So I encourage you to do that, and connect with myself and other broadcasters right on HAPS. So I got to run, guys. Leave comments and questions. If you have more, I'll be glad to answer them. And have an awesome Monday.